Hey, hi, hello there. Welcome to some more high-level KAGI Monthly Madness action. This is the round of 32, first round. We've got on the bottom side quickdraw3457, who has brought Demolisher Ferreyra. It's a mass mutations deck that's got a legacy time traveler in it. And some other stuff. Time Traveler originally printed in Call of the Archon's very first set. Popping up here. Wasn't in this set or Worlds Collide, but pulled in his legacy. On the other side, top side of the screen, we have Jennenn, who has brought the mold that counts Infernos. That's a good name. Love to see it. It's got a Might Mate's Right in it, which is a Brobnar action. Has an Amber Pip on it. And says, play. You may sacrifice any number of creatures, or just destroy any number of friendly creatures, something like that. And then if the total power meets or exceeds 25, you get a forge a key at no cost. So it's a key cheat. We have some creatures, not the largest set of creatures I ever did see, but the My Earthsmack is probably in play. It's a Brobnar Mars Unfathomable Grim Reminder's deck. The Mars has a bunch of Mars first, which is action, has a pip, play, ready, and use a friendly Mars creature, I think. So lets you get some fast stuff going out of hand with whatever the creatures want to do, and then also an Unfathomable House that has a Trawler. Trawler is some Amber control. 4 power, Unfathomable creature. Play if you are haunted, capture all of your opponent's Amber. So that's a good way to slow down the other deck. Let's see what we've got going back on Demolisher Ferreyra. Logo Shadows, classic house combo. Never a bad house combo to see. We mentioned the Time Traveler before in Logos. We also have an Autoencoder. That's probably going to be pretty important to keep track of. So Autoencoder is an artifact. Whenever you discard a card, you archive the top card of your deck. So it will allow you to generate this value engine where you pitch your bad cards that don't do anything and then get to amass either one really large hand, or just instead of having 6 card hands, you can, if you discard 2 cards every turn, you have 8 card hands suddenly. So you can increase the amount of cards available to you. When that will show up, we'll see. Could be early, could be late. Will be good to watch. The Amber control in this deck, we have an Effervescent Principle, which makes each player lose half of their Amber. And the Shadows House, not a lot. A couple steel ones. Miasma Bomb stops key forging for a turn. There's some Amber control, but no big pieces besides the Effervescent, which tracks for mass mutations as a set. So the Grim Reminder's deck goes first. There's a part of me that just says, one of these sets was printed by Fantasy Flight, one of them by Ghost Galaxy, so the Fantasy Flight one is probably better. Does that get proved out by looking at this deck? A lot of actions, a lot of pips. I like the speed of the Grim Reminder's deck. Most of these actions are going to come with an Amber Pip. And so if we just look at that, I mean, we're talking at least probably 15 or so Amber Pips. That's pretty good. Less over here, I believe, because a lot of these actions do not have Amber on them. So going to be a little bit slower to get going. Unless you find the Autoencoder, in which case, zoom. No archive hate on this side in the Grim Reminder's deck. So both players are looking at the decks, trying to figure out where they want to take it. Amber control in the Grim Reminder's deck is also not particularly thrilling outside of the Trawler and the Circle Speak, which is an unfathomable action. You has an Amber Pip, which is always good, and then you pick a creature, and that creature captures 2 Amber from each haunted player. So if your opponent is haunted, you can capture 2 from their own side, effectively turning into a steal once you get that off the table. Very powerful, but other than that, kind of trying to win the board, it looks like. There's a Memrox the red, could be important, Probably not, but Memox also, there are some decks where Memox is really good. It's a 5-power Mars creature, probably a Martian Elder, something like that. It says your opponent's cards cannot leave your archives, and then as an action, probably, we'll see when it comes up. I think it's an action. You can gain 1 amber for each card in your archives. So the Mars first lets you do that right when it hits play. The question then becomes, can this deck put cards into its archives? And the answer to that kind of looks like a no. So that's going to hurt the Memox usage a bit. But we will see how the Mars plays out. Still thinking about where they want to go. I don't see anything in the mass mutation that would make me want to pick it outright. I don't think I would be that sad playing it in this matchup, but I would want to see some change in the Grim Reminder's deck first. The Grim Reminder's board is better. A, because there are more creatures. B, because it's Brobnar. And C, because the mass mutation's creatures are all tiny. I think our biggest creature here, we have a Cinder. That's 6 power. And then the next highest, I think, is Info Morphit 4, or a Titan Engineer at 6. The point stands. It's not particularly impressive. Okay, looks like each player has selected their opponent's deck, so we're playing a reversal match. Tricky stuff. This is, a fun thing that you can see in Adaptive where each player decides the grass is greener on the other side, and so they swap decks. And in a game like this, either your deck shows you that it's really cool, or you win the match. So upsides either way. It'll be interesting to see the lines that each player is trying to take to counter what their deck is trying to do. Let's try to keep an eye out for that. First player says the quick draw should go first, so that is set up correctly. And then, what are we looking for in an opener? So, Jen going second. I think the earlier you've seen the auto coder, the better. It's not leaving the table, so you just want to find that. Beyond that, it's probably good to have creature control somewhere. Standardized testing, gateway to disc. Gateway to disc, definitely the best piece of creature control in the mass mutations deck because it destroys all creatures. Very helpful. Standardized testing in Logos is a bit pickier. It destroys each creature with the highest power and each creature with the lowest power. So if you can line that up, it could be good. The problem is that your creatures are going to be the lowest power. And the high power creatures here are a little all over the place. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay. Mulligan for quick draw on the Grim Reminders. Keep for Jennenn on the mass mutation. The game is underway with the first turn from quick draw. We'll see what he's found. If I'm him, I'd be looking for a big creature to start the play. Ideally Brobnar, but in this case we get an Unfathomable Immersioneer. 5 power scientist Aqua. I don't think I'd realized they had scientists. Has 2 lines of text. Sometimes they matter, sometimes they don't. After Reap, discard the top 3 cards of any player's deck, and Scrap, which is when you discard it. Shuffle the bottom 3 cards of your discard into your deck, and I believe Scrap is only on your turn. Not particularly relevant in this game, but it does have 5 power, which is bigger than all of the 3 Shadows creatures that Jennenn lays down. Francis the Economist, Old Bruno Fidget, no Amber on either side yet. As we head into quick draw's second turn, back into Unfathomable, Reap with the Immersioneer, and that pulls a Gateway to Dis off the top of Jennenn's deck. So Gateway, a tool that's not going to be available to the Mass Mutations deck at any point in the relative near future. And that is a little scary to me, because that was definitely your best way to answer a board from the Grim Reminder's deck. But we'll see. Second turn for quick draw, that was the Reap that we talked about, and then a play of an artifact with an Amber Pip, and an artifact with an Amber Pip that put Implosion on the bottom of the deck, so another piece of creature control gone for the relative near future. No other creatures in play though, just an Immersioneer in play. play, so Jennen's gonna call Dis. After losing a discard from hand, we're still doing it. Dominator Bauble, gonna be good. Double Doom, action, no Amber, puts Immersioneer back into hand, discards Immersioneer, so basically targeted removal. Dominator Bauble, another very good artifact, so we've got a couple good artifacts in here. This one is in Dis, it's an item, it has action, use a friendly creature. So as long as there are creatures in play, you're going to be net one creature use every time you call Dis, which is pretty sweet. Quick draw, choose Unfathomable for a third turn in a row. I feel like we're going a little over the top here on the Unfathomable, but some wise Keyforger said once that if you're stuck in 2/2/2s, the best thing you can do is just keep calling the same house. So we see Immersioneer number 2, maybe Immersioneer number 1, we don't know which one got discarded, and a Call of the Void to exhaust a creature. So 4 Amber from 4 pips, or 3 pips and a Reap, against now 1 Amber from the Mass Mutations deck. Stirring Grave, Archive's Daughter, Mind Fire is going to randomly discard Aberrant Warp Event. Dominator Bauble gets us a Reap. So the disc value from Dominator Bauble already starting to manifest. Quick Trusting on 5 cards after losing 1 to the Mind Fire. What? Surely it's not Unfathomable. Thankfully it's not Unfathomable. It's time to call Brobnar. How many creatures are about to hit play? I'm guessing at least 3. Heavyweight Mork, Blunderbore, Lash Out. I was wrong, the answer was 2. 5 Amber, approaching 6, so you're hoping to maybe find some Amber control if you are the Mass Mutations deck, but there's still plenty of time here. Logo sticks the archives, standardized testing, so now we've seen both of the big creature control pieces gone. We are definitely not halfway through the deck. We have not found the autoencoder. We have found some Logos creatures. You haven't lost the board, but you are not winning it either. I think you were very sad to see the gateway come off the top. I think if I were sitting behind the Mass Mutations deck here and I had gotten to draw the gateway, I think it sits in hand for a while until I find the right moment on the board. But in this case, Immersioneer randomly hit it off the top of the deck. So some people would... Ooh, that's some sweet art on Gateway. Some people would say that random discard off the top of the deck is unfun. I would argue it's randomness, much like having things on the bottom of your deck and just a part of the game. But looking at that art on Gateway to Dis, a bunch of cool demon skulls. I don't think I ever really noticed at the guy hanging on to the edge of the rocks there. That's some pretty neat little art. Anyway, back to the game. Brobnar, call for quick draw. Finds his way to check at 8 Amber with some Amber Pips, some Reaping, and another creature. We discarded no cards off the Centaurs, just immediately found Skullface. And the Daughter is gone. Things are looking good for the Brobnar deck, or for the Grimoire deck, also a deck with Brobnar in it. The question is going to be, what can this Mass Mutations deck do to start causing problems? Lights Out, put some creatures back into hand. Opportunist, captures 1, gains an Amber. Look over there, steals 1. Fidget is in play, doesn't stop the key. Quick Draw takes the lead, 1 key to 0. Jennenn has 5 Amber in play. And a Mars Call. So some nice Lights Out value coming. By putting 2 different house creatures back into hand, that means that you are certain they're going to have to keep one of them, and in this case, going to have to keep both. So Quick Draw only redrawing 2 cards despite playing 4. We see a Memrox, who is a Martian, not an Elder. Missed on that one. And Abductomatic and some Mars firsts to ready and use a friendly Mars creature. Up to 4 Amber already. So the Grimoire deck is going fast. I don't know if Ferreyra can catch it, I think is where the problem is going to come in. Maybe Pandemonium? We'll see. Legacy Time Traveler Hit the board. Very cool. Draw 2 cards. Gain an amber. An incredible creature. We got a Reap. We got an Infomorph who has terrible fights and is probably going to Reap. Eclectic Inquiry as well. Logos Action has an Amber Pip. Archive the top 2 cards of your deck. Nice efficiency. One of those could be Autoencoder. That would be cool. And a Reap. And Help Future Self with an Amber Pip. Jennenn at 10 Amber. So the Amber, and there we go. Very crucial. Help from Future Self, allowing you to shuffle your discard pile into your deck. That means that we once again have access to good cards that we got rid of, like Gateway or Standardized Testing, which is less good. Here we see Helperbot to play Pandemonium, an awesome turn coming out from this Mass Mutations deck. And Jennenn, Pandemonium, each undamaged creature captures 1 from its opponent, so Quickdraw was threatening to get towards a key with his 4 amber, and now all 4 of that amber is gone. Also, clicking Inquiry, there's only 1, so we redrew it off of the help. This is the kind of turn that gets you back into the game. That's definitely true. So ends the turn at 10. Goodbye all of the creatures, thanks to Echoing Death Knell. And Trawler to capture 12. Woof. Alright. Quickdraw seizing the momentum right back as he's once again pushing for that second key, and Jennenn has yet to find key number 1. Trawler, capture 12. No Whirlpool to pay it off. Definitely a non-bow with what Quickdraw likes to play, but still pretty good. Can we get that out of play? This is the call. Implosion could do it. Gateway, probably not worth it. And then you could Double Doom. Probably will if you have it, but it's not great. Cinder, Relentless Creeper. We took the archive, so we still have 8 cards in hand after playing 2. And think. So if Double Doom is your way out of this, ideally just discard the Trawler too. Probably not going to be that lucky. Does mean he's going to want to call Unfathomable again. Yeah, here comes the Double Doom, hits the Trawler, back into hand, discards Blunderbore, then plays the Mindfire. That discards the Wrath of Ruin. What these cards do, not super important. They're gone now. Trawler still in hand. Dominator Bobble doesn't do anything. 13 amber. Quickdraw goes right back into Unfathomable, so Trawler's going to come right back down. And another Unfathomable card. Pretty cool. And a Reap. Quickdraw finds his way to check. Up a key. Jennenn taking the archives again. We did see Time Traveler got archived. Effervescent Principle. Logos Action. Each player loses half of their amber rounded down. Gain 1 chain. So takes 3 amber away from Quickdraw. That was pretty good. Before the Trawler pops. Extra important. The Autoencoder finally hits play. So now every card that we play, we have to ask the question, did we actually want to discard this instead? Or is it helping us? And then we see a draw off a Cumex, a draw 2 off a Time Traveler, a standardized testing discarded to archive a card. So yeah, that standardized testing, once again, not solving problems that are present because the smallest creature in play is Cumex at 1 power, the largest creature in play is Cinder at 6 power. Those are both your creatures. Cannot get to the Trawler that is conveniently sandwiched in the power scales. But you stop the key, that's good. And you have 5 cards off the 1 chain, but an archives of 1 card as well. Does Quickdraw go back into Fish? Can reap 3 times. That's pretty cool. 6 cards in hand. Mars is the call. UFO grabs Mars first. Doctor's Eye, Loxifrix is available. Or Grabber Jammer. I don't think we've seen either of those cards. I am correct. Did he have 1 in hand? If not, I think this is a pretty sad little Mars turn. You really want to be able to use that Mars first to do something. There is a Deep Probe. The Mars definitely makes amber. It doesn't make a lot of amber, but it does make enough amber to be good. Hey, it's the Dr. X. Dr. Xyloxifrex, Mars, Scientist Martian, it's elusive, 2 power, after Reap, play a Mars card from your discard pile and ready it. This one is enhanced with both a capture and a discard icon. So it captures onto itself, discards crop circles? What? Huh. Oh, right. Doesn't, well, it's still a pip. It discards a pip. I'm sure there's a plan. Couldn't capture one because the Dr. X already grabbed that onto himself. Although you had this. Very confusing. But there's a plan. Whatever else is in the hand is very important. It's probably large creatures and a might makes right, if I had to guess. Dr. X plays a Memrox back into play, and we're on to Jennen's turn. Jennenn, safe house, look over there, finishing blow. So look over there, deal 2 damage to a creature if it's not destroyed, steal 1. So that hit the trawler, and then look, finishing blow, destroy a damaged creature if you do steal 1. So we got to 2 damage to the trawler, steal 1, destroy the trawler, steal 1, and then that puts Jennenn now at 17 amber, which is 1 less than the amount of amber you need to forge all 3 keys. And then we see an old Bruno to capture 3 and some other creatures. So I have to assume we're going to see a Might Makes Right key here. But first we get to fight and kill the old Bruno? Yeah. And then a fight to kill Francis. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 26. 26 power. All into the Might Makes Right equals a key. May sacrifice any number of creatures with total power of 25 or more. If you do, forge a key at no cost. So quickdraw is going to get to 2 keys, 7 amber, and is threatening. What can Jennenn have available? Pandemonium's gone. Principal is gone. Bruno is gone. The Shadow Steel is gone. The Logos Amber Control, mostly gone. Dis in a Dream? Epic Mindfire to steal 2? Things are not looking good. Despite the fact that we have made the requisite amount of amber to win the game, and Quickdraw, notably, has not cheating its way to a Might Makes Right key. So you can see how... I can see the argument for both. Like, we have clearly made enough amber here. I think if we don't lose the gateway and get so far behind on board... Is the gateway? Yeah, so even on that last turn, if we had gotten to play gateway, then that would have turned off the Might Makes Right play. Like, you could see the Might Makes Right kind of telegraphed by not discarding anything else besides the crop circles. So you knew that was coming. No gateway available. So now we think about something. Keymex, I think, has got to be in the archives. How many Logos cards can be in hand? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 floating around somewhere. We're trying to redraw into Effervescent? Maybe? Mathing out Mindfires? Maybe? You can't hit Dr. X, so not like that matters. You need to hit Amber Pips for Mindfire. And you can only hit 1 Amber Pip on any of these cards, so that will not solve those problems alone. Anything else? I can do it in Dis. Snarette. Have we seen that? No, we have not. So Discall could take quick draw off check for a turn. If we have the Mindfire and it hits, and we have the Snarette in hand. If we don't have that, and we already had problems, but we would have more problems then because we would have lost the game. Dis is the call. Gateway is discarded. Not very good now. Needed it last turn. Snarette. Waiting for the Mindfire. Could be big. Could be small. Send a Reap. Let's grip a Reap. Making even more Amber. Waiting for the Mindfire. Mindfire, for those of you who haven't seen it. Action, disaction, play. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand. Steal one for each bonus icon on the discarded card. So if we hit, oh, we didn't. Okay. I guess that answers that question. Mindfire presumably in the bottom two. And even then not guaranteed to hit. But no better options going anywhere else. Mindfire was archived off of the gateway. Did we have another way to draw? Doesn't look like it. Confusing. But close. Despite the 3 keys to 1, definitely a close game as 14 Amber sitting over there in the pool. You were ready to forge those 2 keys eventually. Quick draw advances to the round of 16. A very tight match. 2 very cool decks and no chains, despite the fact that we were playing adaptive. Very cool stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.